Bienvenue à Genève. Welcome to Geneva. One of the reasons I came to Geneva was to see the jet d'eau, so the big water jet in the lake. And I'm not sure if it's me. It probably is me. I might be in the wrong place. But it doesn't seem to be running just now. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be over there. And I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but in the distance, surrounding the city, are the most incredible mountains. And I know that sounds silly, because everyone knows they're here, but when you see them in person, they are phenomenal. So I might take a wander and see if I can get a better view of those. So it looks like it should be open, but the operating hours are modified due to the renovation work. So I came at pretty much the only time of year where it's not there. As I say, I'm not sure what that mountain range is over there. It is phenomenal, great to look at, but it isn't the Alps. The Alps is the other side of Geneva, and at the moment is hidden by cloud and buildings and distance. So I'm not sure I'll get a view of the Alps at all. But that's not going to stop me. Just down here is Parc d'Anglais, I think it's called, and apparently they have an enormous flower clock. So let's go back to the park. Now, someone smarter than me can comment. Please put in the comments, are the logos at the top of these buildings because that's where these offices are, or are they just adverts? Because there are some really, really well-known names here, and not just banking. Ooh. It's a little like pagoda. It's pretty cool. No plaque though, so I have no idea. Well, there might be a plaque. I can't see a plaque. I have no idea what it's for. Sure I'm allowed in it. Oh, it looks like there's a little river. It's dried up. It's meant to run either from or to. Let's keep on hunting for that clock. Now we're coming back up to the fountain where I did the introduction, and that seems to have been turned off now as well. Considering we're by a lake, an awful lot of water things have just decided it's not time. Tell you what though, there's been an awful lot to see already, and I've literally only been here for 10 minutes or so. Need to get my bearings, work out where we're going to head next, after we have found the flower clock. Look at this guy. It's like a totem pole. Not sure if I'm allowed to walk on the grass. I'm not going to, just in case. But you're a little bit magnificent, aren't you? Go around the corner. It's a bandstand. Oh, I can walk up to the front. Let's go around the front. It's on the right though. This could be it, you know. Oh, okay, so this is the vaunted flower clock. World famous for having, I think it's the most amount of flowers in a flower clock, but it's currently undergoing work until June. It's gonna look fantastic though come June. Anyway, let's head back to this wooden statue out this guy's way. Not Parc d'Anglais, Jardin Anglais. I'll give myself a bye. My French is horrific. Look at this guy. What is he? Holding a key? Is it a lion holding a key with some sort of... I don't know what sort of bird that is above him. So, it's a sculpture. That's about all I could get from that. Okay, the water's back on in the fountain. It must be some sort of timing thing. I must have just caught it. I must have just caught it right on time. Next up to Google Maps to find out where we're heading next. So I'm walking through the old town. I'm looking for a church. Once I find it, we'll talk more about it. But it's like walking through a movie set. Though I don't know whether everything is period accurate. Might go up there in a minute. I'm going to take the educated guess and say that that is not ringing in the hour. One day I'm going to come to a city where it's not really windy and my hair can just stay still. But until that day, you're just going to have to put up with me. Behind me is the Cathedral of St. Peter, so St. Peter's Cathedral, and it's famous from the Protestant Reformation era. John Calvin took this up as his adopted home and spread the Protestant Reformation religion, I guess, across a lot of Europe. And one of the things that they believed was that you shouldn't have show-offy things. So, massive jewellery and headwear and elegant clothing, but we are in Switzerland, which is famous for its watches, because watches were not banned by the Reformists. Now everything I just said about that cathedral might be completely wrong, because I just based it on a quick Google, but I did say we'd take a look at what's at the top of this alley, and I fear we may be disappointed, because it seems to be a Mercedes. If this turns out to be St. Peter's again, I'll be quite disappointed, because the path up I took was quite steep. Well, let's head back anyway. I'm only here for another 3 hours, and there's something I want to see, which is about an hour away. And that thing is what makes Geneva pretty famous today. Now, I'm no geographer, but maybe someone can answer me. Is that the Alps in the distance? Because the mountains we were looking at earlier are the other side of a lake. These ones are behind all the buildings we were at when I said it was too far away. Fitting to start and end in a park, but this one is a little bit different. And we'll start with this sculpture. 12 meters high, 5.5 tons, made of wood. Probably tell it has one broken leg. Is to remind people about landmines and cluster bombs and why they should be banned. And it's here in front of the home, or the original home, of the United Nations. Let's go and explore. Now obviously it's not the current home of the United Nations, that's in New York, and it has been since 2002, but from 1946 until 2002 this was the home of the United Nations, and before then the League of Nations, which sounds a bit superhero-y to me. Now I believe you can normally go in and visit, but I also believe that today is my lucky day and it's closed to the public. So there was something else I wanted to have a look at around the Palace of the United Nations, which is just off the main road. It's just a statue. I don't think you can get to it from the park, but there's also something in the park I might want to go and have a look at in a second. I just noticed as we were walking past, but let's go have a look at this statue. The sun has come out in full force. If I remember right from the sign at the top of this little road, this in front is the Museum of Ceramics. I want to say ceramics. I won't be going into the museum because they're quite difficult to film, especially with Swiss privacy law. You own the right to your own image. So filming in public is quite difficult because although I'm not making anyone the subject of a video, I don't really fancy an argument in French because I can barely say my own name, but this is the outside of it. I'm just going to take a little walk around. There seems to be a kiln over here. Can't read the sign on it, it's too busy trying to blind me. But this looks like an old ceramic kiln. And I'm assuming this would be lovely if it was full of water. Now I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to walk outside the museum without buying a ticket, but it made this lovely little brick wall, which makes sense given what they're the museum of. And I'm afraid that's a bust of someone who I will never know the name of because the plaque has completely weathered. I'm not even sure he was in the frame, but yeah, he was. But his plaque has completely weathered. Now let's continue down this path because just around the corner here on the left, I think I've spotted a bell, like an old Japanese bell. Let's go take a wander in there. That is pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting it today. Well, you never expect to see a Japanese bell. I'll have to find out more about that and then put something on the screen. Someone more green-fingered than I will have to tell me, is that Japanese cherry blossom? More often than not, I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's why we explore, right? To learn things. That is something, and I've forgotten what it is. But let's end the video near where I started. I started just across the road here. The sun has now come out, we can see the mountains. But the whole point of this video, which I didn't mention at the beginning, but I'm mentioning now, is the price. So I'll do something called graphics over here, but I was looking at a train to Cardiff from London, and that would have cost me £124 at the time. That was booking a week in advance. It was peak time, but we'll get to that. But it was an advance ticket, which is the cheapest one you can get. Now, to get here to Geneva today, I flew from Luton Airport. It cost me £30 to park, and the return ticket for a day cost me £60. So for less than £100, which is £25 cheaper than rail fare to Cardiff, I've managed to get to Geneva. Why does the time matter? Well, my flight to Geneva left at 7 AM and it's returning at 5:30 PM. So that's peak time. So it's fair between the train and here. It shouldn't be possible for me to travel to Switzerland for the same price as to Cardiff, but in a way, I'm glad it is. This has been gorgeous, a fantastic experience. If anyone can get cheap tickets, I would very much advise you to come. Just a shame that some of the things, especially in that first part, weren't working as they're meant to, but it's been brilliant. So to answer the question, can you visit another country and have a good time for the price of a train ticket? Yeah, you can. You just have to take a plane. That whole trip cost me about 25% less than a train to Cardiff. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if I survive, I'll see you on the next one.